Let's try to solve a system of equations together. Hi, and welcome to Algebra Examples. I'm Dr. Finch. I have a PhD in mathematics and over 20 years of math education experience. All right, today's problem we're asked to solve by substitution. We got two linear equations. So our first one is x minus 1/5 y is equal to 1. And the second one is negative 10x plus 2y is equal to 5. When we deal with substitution, we're going to pick one of the equations and we're going to solve for one variable in terms of all the other variables. In this case, we only have two variables, so we're going to solve it in terms of the only other variable. It really doesn't matter which equation we pick. Basically, dealer's choice. I'm going to, let's see, this time I'm going to pick up the first one. Again, it really doesn't matter. We are going to solve that for, well, it's going to be easier to solve that for x than y. So let's just move that 1/5 y over to the other side by adding it to both sides. So we end up with x is equal to 1 plus 1/5 y. Once we have that information, we want to plug this into the second equation. And I'm going to use EQN to denote equation. So our second equation is negative 10x plus 2y is equal to 5. So what we're going to do is we are going to take all of this stuff right here and punch it in where we see an x. And we're doing that because it's literally, we just found it is equal to x. So we can put that in there. So 1 plus 1/5 y plus 2y is equal to 10. All right, we are going to distribute that negative 10 throughout. That is going to give us negative 10 plus negative 10 over 5y plus 2y is equal to, and I lied here, this should be a 5. I apologize. All right, sometimes numbers are fussy. They change in front of you. All right, this part right here reduces to a negative 2y is equal to 5. We have plus 2y and minus 2y. So those two cancel out, which is lovely. And we get negative 10 is equal to 5. That doesn't sound right, does it? Fortunately for us, we did the math right, but this is a problem. In fact, what I would write on there is lies. That can't happen, at least not in the math universe we are working with. When this occurs, because occasionally it will occur when you're solving systems of equations. This means that the system has no solution. And that is one of the possible outcomes when you're dealing with systems of equations. Just as a side note, you might get one solution, you might get no solutions, or you might get infinite solutions. For systems of equations, those are the three outcomes that you can possibly have. In this case, we ended up with no solutions. There is a special word that we use for that, which you may or may not hear. It's really not that important that you memorize it unless if your teacher is insistent, but it is inconsistent system. That is what we call it. So that is what we say when there is no solution to our problem. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please hit like so that other people can find this video. And if you have a question that you'd like solved, please send a picture of it to purplefinchmath@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.